Come on, don't go in there, don't go in there. Oh my gosh. There's one. I think I got a good fish, guys. He's not coming up. Oh, I think I got a good one.
Sunshine beating on a good time, racing from the grave. String band playing more of that honky tonks, pretty young thing going dancing in the rain.
There's one. Got one, guys. On a new rig that I'm trying out today. Not a bad one either. Heck yeah. I got a new plastic, I got a new rig, and we got perfect bluebird sky, high pressure situation to go right along with it. Yeah, also here's the new little rig I'm trying out today. I've never fished a free rig before. I got a 3/32 ounce tungsten and a 3-inch Moondog Bait Company Jedi Worm. It's a ribbed plastic. And I got that on 6-pound fluoro and a 1/0 EWG on my Sioux Legend and a Sioux Dark Wolf. Very light south wind. Water's probably in the low 50s.
Call me a sinner for wondering why. Hey darling, sleeping on the blacktop. Hey darling, run through the trees, honey. Hey darling, leaving for the next time. Listen, my set sketches up.
Fish. There's one, guys. Yeah, also I was having a hard time getting bit on the bottom. Little squeaky guy. Like I said, I was having a little trouble finding bites consistently on the bottom, so I'm just kind of tossing it around the open water now with this BFS sized Megabass Griffon in a bluegill color. Got it on 6-pound fluoro, Dobbin Sierra, and a Sioux Dark Wolf. We'll see if we can find some more numbers that way, because they really didn't seem to be just hugging right up against the reeds in this area anyway, like they normally do. There's one. Another one. Guys, really not what I expected to come here and do, but that's 3 bites. Boom, 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 boom. One pulled off right under the board here a second ago. It doesn't seem like they are hugged up next to the cattails like they normally are. And I got the perfect selection on crankbait for this body of water right now and for these kind of conditions. And I'll show you that here. And how I'm retrieving this BFS sized Megabass Griffon is very unconventional. So this whole place is largely only like 3 to 4 feet deep all the way through. If you keep your rod tip down, you just dig up grass over and over and over again. So you actually are gonna see me in the video holding my rod tip up and kind of keeping this crankbait just suspended above the bottom. And I think these fish are just kind of out roaming around. And like I said, I've gotten 3 bites, boom, 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 once I switched from throwing the bottom bait to this. So we'll see, but that might be what the bite is today. I wanted to throw that free rig, guys, but I don't know. They just aren't entertaining it right now. Another one. Better one, guys. Better one. Better, 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 better one. Come on. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. Oh my gosh. That thing was going nuts, guys. Heck yeah. That's the biggest bass we've caught today yet. He just barely hooked on the outside of the lip too. Get up here. That's so crazy, guys. I guarantee you if I go back and fish the water that I've fished with the free rig so far, if I threw that Griffon around there, I bet you I left a bunch of bass behind down there just because they weren't wanting to eat stuff off the bottom. Which is so crazy, guys, because there's minimal wind, there's not a cloud in the sky. This water can't be any more than 55 degrees. I know I don't have my shoes on and I'm in shorts, but it's honestly been below freezing the last 2 nights, and it warms up, you know, here really good in Texas. That's the good part about Texas, is it always gets warmer in the afternoon. It's probably 58 to 60 right now. And I think these bass are just roaming around eating bait now, which is not what I expected. I expected them to be glued to the bottom, but it just goes to show you can't always predict them. This crankbait is super subtle, guys. It's translucent. It's got a really pretty bluegill paint job on it, and it's got a faint rattle to it. And I think that's doing just enough for them to make them react, and it's bite-sized, so they see it as an easy target. I got it on my Sioux Dark Wolf and a Dobbins Ultra Finesse casting rod. Fish. Decent one again, guys. All right. That's so much fun throwing those little crankbaits around. And I'm gonna share with y'all a really big secret to late fall and winter crankbait fishing here. He gobbled that. All right. The biggest secret that I can tell you about is using a snap to connect your bait to your line. And the reason is, especially in this cold water, when you cast it out there and are reeling, and when you pause it, that snap is gonna almost completely blunt the float back up to the surface, the buoyancy effect that that crankbait has. And especially in cold water when fish are a little more lethargic, when you stop that bait and it just pauses right in front of them and doesn't hardly move up at all, it's just like having the power of a jerkbait and a crankbait. And a lot of times that shimmy and then just the stopping of it, man, they'll kill it. I'm not necessarily stopping it today, guys. I'm just rolling it along about middle of the water column. But I'm telling you, when that crankbait pauses and they just see it sitting there, it is lethal. I just spent about 30 minutes throwing around the little baby gyre and glide bait with no bites, so I'm gonna go back to the crankbait. There's one. Good one, guys. Got him again. Guys, I think that's the same fish that I just hooked. He got off that first time. Oh man, decent fish. I think that's the same fish. That hardly ever happens that you get a second shot at a fish, guys. He ate it twice. Look at that pretty, clear, cold water bass. Y'all, there's the beauty of throwing small baits right there. He had just hit it and cast before that and kind of pulled off on that little BFS size Megabass Griffon. Got it on 6-pound line, a Sioux Dark Wolf, and a Dobbins Sierra Ultra Finesse casting rod. Really small one. Go from catching the smallest or the biggest of the fish to the smallest. Fish. I think I got a good fish, guys. He's not coming up. Oh, I think I got a good one. Yeah, that one. Let's go. I told you guys that if I came back and fished that bank that I didn't get anything with on the bottom bait, that I'd probably catch one. Sure enough. I'm not alone now, guys, either. There's a guy in a paddle boat over there too. And y'all know me too. If I can make something bite on something that I can cover water with and just grind away and fish a ton of water, you know that's what I'm gonna prefer over making something dance on the bottom and trying to fool them. I love that little Griffon, man. Such a good little bait. Fish. Not super big, but we'll take him. It has not been an easy bite. but I am grateful to be catching fish coming into wintertime, guys. And that's the beauty of this bait in particular, guys. You will catch some of the smallest bass you've ever caught, and you can also catch really good ones. Big bass do not turn their nose up with these little crankbaits, and I think y'all know by now that that is the case. Fish. That's a good fish, guys. That's a good fish. Well, he kind of deceived me. Bigger than the last one, but not super big. It is deceiving, guys, especially when the little ones like this hit it and run right at you, because a lot of times these smaller bass will attack that crankbait harder than the big ones will. And if you guys like throwing slower presentations and do some more pond fishing kind of stuff, that Jedi Worm is so cool. It's another ribbed bait option, and Moondog's making it. And that free rig, I do like it a lot. It casts really far, and I like how it's exactly how the name says, the bait freely moves, you know, as you drag it and hop it through the water. I do like that. And that Sioux Legend and Dark Wolf was a good combo with it. Honestly, I would line up just a little bit more if I was going to come back and do this again. Instead of throwing 6, I'd go 7 or 8, just to feel a little more comfortable. I am really glad that I decided to throw that little BFS Griffon in my fanny pack today, because without that thing, I mean, we wouldn't have had near the success that we had today. And I caught a few really good sized fish, and I caught some really small ones, you know, and a couple in between. We kind of caught them of all shapes and sizes today, but like I said, that translucent bluegill color was good in this clear water. We had just enough wind to make it effective, and the rattle that this thing has was just enough to make them pull the trigger. And y'all, I've said it twice already, don't forget your snaps, especially in the wintertime. And I actually had that on a Dobbin Sierra 701C, and I recommend this rod, guys. Whenever somebody asks me, like, what's the one rod that I can get if I want to just get into BFS and do everything with it, it's this one right here, the Dobbin 701C. I was throwing crankbaits, but what I normally use it for is bottom baits, little jigs, but it handles treble baits, and it handles non-exposed hook techniques really well, just the same. I throw anywhere from 1/16 all the way up to, I've even got away with throwing 3/8 on this, but it pushes it just a little bit. But you can even throw some conventional size lures on this rod, guys, and it handles it really well. And it's by far the most sensitive BFS rod that I have. I have 3 Dobbin Sierras, and it's no coincidence, guys. They're so sensitive, they're durable, and they have a good deal to where if you break one, you take it to a local Dobbins dealer. They pay for the shipping. You pay like a $40 to $50, maybe even $60. It depends on how much your rod is, fee, and they send it back to you. That is if it's your fault and you break it, you pay that money. If it's not your fault and something goes defective with the rod, they replace it for free, and it's quick. They're based out of Sulphur Springs, I think, just east of Dallas, and they've always done really good for me, so I'm going to stick with these Dobbins, guys. But if you all enjoyed this one, leave a like for me. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet, guys. Talk with me down in the comments below. Look for those playlists that I leave in the comments, guys. Help me out with some watch time, and share this to a finesse loving friend if you want to. And y'all take it easy. Catch you in the next one.